And so, our morning together comes to a gentle close. Thank you for joining me on this walk through the countryside of my hometown, for sharing in the beauty of the golden rice fields, the green cornfields, the peanut fields, and for listening to my simple stories, my cherished memories, and the quiet nostalgia I carry in my heart. I hope these humble scenes have brought you a little peace, a little comfort, and a moment of relaxation after a busy day of work or study. If you enjoy the beauty of the Vietnamese countryside, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, so you won't miss our future journeys together. And don't forget to leave a comment. I'd love to know which country you're watching from and what you love most about the Vietnamese countryside. So the image quality videos with an older phone, so the image quality isn't always the best. Thank you for your understanding. I will continue doing my very best to bring you even better videos in the future. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I wish you and your family good health, peace, and countless moments of happiness in your lives. Goodbye for now, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Once the sacks of rice have been brought home, the villagers begin another familiar task, spreading the rice out under the sun to dry. Today, the village roads are wide, clean, and paved with concrete on bright sunny days. Freshly harvested rice is spread evenly across the road, so that every grain can soak up the sunshine, drying thoroughly and evenly. After that, the rice is carefully gathered, taken home, and stored away to be preserved and used throughout the year. Whenever I see this scene, my thoughts return to the harvest seasons of long ago. Back then, our village had none of the concrete roads we have today. Rice could only be dried in the family courtyard. Those old brick courtyards were so small, some families had to dry either before all the rice could be finished in those days. Whenever the sun came out, the grown-ups would call us children outside to help, bareheaded, barefoot, walking across the scorching brick courtyard, using nothing but our own feet to gently stir and spread the rice. One pass across, then another in the opposite direction, back and forth again and again, until every grain had dried evenly. It was incredibly hot. Sometimes the bricks would burn the soles of our feet. Yet we were always happy, because we knew we were doing our small part to help with our family's harvest. Today, things have become much easier. People use long wooden rakes, helping it dry more quickly, more evenly. And with far less effort, time may change many things. But whenever I see those golden grains of rice shimmering beneath the sun, I am carried back to my childhood, a childhood filled with brick courtyards, the sweet fragrance of freshly harvested rice, and harvest days overflowing with the laughter of the Vietnamese countryside. And here are the cornfields of my hometown. The corn plants are now in bloom, and the young ears of corn are growing a little bigger with each passing day. As I look across these green fields, I can feel the vibrant spirit of the countryside. Today, farming in my hometown no longer provides the income it once did. Because of this, many young people have chosen to work in factories and companies. They hope to find more stable employment and earn enough to better support their families. Back in the village, it is mostly the older generation who remain. They continue to care for the fields, tending their small plots of corn. These little pieces of land are often cultivated simply to provide fresh vegetables, corn, and other food for the family's daily meals. The fields may not be large, but in every row of corn there is hard work. There is devotion, and there is a deep love for the land they call home. As I watch these young ears of corn grow day by day, I find myself hoping that no matter how life continues to change, the fields of the countryside will always forever preserve the simple, enduring values of the Vietnamese countryside. Leaving the rice fields behind, I make my way to the peanut fields of my hometown. Here, the harvest still depends largely on human hands. Each peanut plant is carefully pulled from the soil by the farmers. Then, with gentle hands, they brush away the earth still clinging to its roots. The same simple motion is repeated hour after hour. Beneath the warm countryside sun, it may look like easy work, but only those who have done it can truly understand how demanding it is. Every peanut plant is the result of months of patient care, from preparing the soil to sowing the fields, watering the weeds, and finally in the harvest. Bringing in the harvest, every step, requires dedication and hard work. There are many things that we often take for people are countless drops of sweat from hard-working people. You see, for us to enjoy a simple bowl of rice, a plate of fresh vegetables, or even just a handful of peanuts at the dinner table, so many people have quietly played a part. The farmers who cultivate the land, the workers who transport the harvest, the merchants who bring it to market, and those who lovingly prepare each meal. Each person contributes in their own way, so that in the end, we can gather around a table filled with nourishing food. That is why, before every meal, always take a quiet moment to offer my gratitude to the earth and the sky for allowing life to flourish, gratitude to the farmers who work through sun and rain to grow the food that nourishes countless lives, and gratitude to everyone whose efforts, seen and unseen, help make today's meal possible. I hold one simple wish, that everyone, wherever they may be, will always have enough to eat, will always be able to enjoy wholesome meals, and share them with the people they love, because sometimes happiness is not found in grand achievements. It can be as simple as sitting down together sharing a warm meal with a grateful heart and a deep appreciation for life's simplest blessings. Standing here in the countryside, my thoughts drift back to the days of long ago. Back then, the fields seemed endless, so vast, that the elders would often say they stretched as far as the eye could see. Looking into the distance, there was nothing but endless green rice fields. White egrets glided gracefully above the paddies. Everything felt peaceful, simple, and timeless. My homeland has gradually changed. The country has grown, and the lives of its people have become more prosperous. New roads have been built, new bridges now span the rivers, and today a modern expressway runs right across the countryside where I grew up. Every day, a steady stream of vehicles passes by, connect people on their journeys, connecting my hometown with places far beyond the horizon. Some people miss the old countryside. Some feel a sense of nostalgia because the landscape is no longer the same, but I believe every generation has its own unique beauty. What matters most is that even as life continues to change, the rice fields are still here. The farmers still work the land with quiet dedication. Each harvest season still follows the one before, and the love we hold for our homeland remains unchanged. Standing here, looking across the fields beneath the wide open sky, I can clearly feel that my homeland is moving forward with each passing day. Yet in every gentle breeze, in the rich scent of the earth, the beautiful memories remain, the memories of a peaceful Vietnamese countryside. The rice fields, freshly harvested, are soon tilled once again by short while. The entire field has been turned over into neat, even rows. These days, farmers no longer lead their water buffalo into the fields as they once did. Machines have taken over the work once done by both people and buffalo. Everything is faster, and the work is far less demanding, even so. Whenever I look across these fields, I still remember the sight of the hard-working water buffalo, quietly pulling the plow, tracing one straight furrow after another across the land. Those images will always remain a treasured part of the Vietnamese countryside. Though time has changed many things, those memories will forever stay in my heart. Not every field begins another rice crop. Once some plots of land take a different path. Take a different. Farmers choose to grow crops that are better suited to the season, giving the soil a chance to rest, rotating their crops, and creating new sources of income for their families. The melon fields before me are a perfect example. Unlike the rice paddies prepared by tractors, these fields still require a great deal of careful handwork. Each raised bed has been shaped with care. Every row is straight. Every ridge has been tended with patience. They are the result of countless hours of labor beneath the sun. As I look at the young melon plants, I think about the patience of the farmers. Today, they are only tiny green seedlings, but before long they will grow, they will blossom, and eventually bear sweet, delicious fruit. Every harvest begins with something very simple, a single seed, a tender sprout, and the hard-working hands of the people who cultivate the land. Here in the Vietnamese countryside, farmers have always known how to live in harmony with the land and the seasons. They understand every field, every rainy season. They know when it is time to plant rice, and when it is better to grow something else. It is this quiet dedication that has sustained generation after generation, that has created these green fields and the abundance of every fruitful season. Standing among these young melon rows, I can feel the promise of new life. One rice harvest has just come to an end, and another season of hope has already begun. Quietly and patiently, perhaps that is one of the most beautiful things about this homeland. Every ending opens the door to a new beginning, and on this land hope is always planted, one tiny seed at a time. Before long, the entire field has been harvested. The sacks of freshly harvested rice are gathered neatly along the edge of the field. One by one, they are loaded onto waiting vehicles, ready to be taken home. As I look at each golden sack of rice, I can truly feel the joy of a successful harvest. They are not merely bags of grain. They are the reward for countless days of care, days of sunshine, days of rain, and endless patience carries with it a sense of hope. Hope for tables filled with nourishing meals. Hope for a peaceful and contented life. Standing here in the middle of homeland, simple. See my homeland, perhaps humble yet always warm and welcoming. Perhaps it is harvests like these that have nurtured generation after generation and have created the timeless beauty of the Vietnamese countryside. Standing in the middle of the fields today, I watch the combine harvester slowly making its way across the golden rice paddies. In just a short time, the ripened rice has been neatly harvested. Everything happens so much faster now. Life has changed with the passing years today. Farmers have modern machinery to help them. The hard physical labor has been greatly reduced. Thanks to mechanization, harvesting has become much faster, less exhausting, and it saves an incredible amount of time. As I watch this scene, my thoughts drift back to the harvest seasons of long ago. Back then, there were no harvesting machines in the fields. Every task was done by hand. Each clump of rice was carefully with a small sickle, then bundled together and carried, one bundle at a time, to the edge of the field. Those were days of hard work. Sweat soaked through our shirts. Hands grew rough and calloused, yet everyone worked with determination, hoping for a plentiful harvest. Perhaps many young people today have never even seen a traditional sickle, nor have they experienced harvesting rice beneath the blazing sun. That little sickle was once a trusted companion to countless Vietnamese farmers. It carries the memories of a generation shaped by patient, honest labor. Even today, though machines have taken over much of the work, those memories remain vivid in my heart. And every harvest season brings them back once again, reminding me of those simple years that nurtured and sustained generations upon this homeland. Every morning in the Vietnamese countryside begins with quiet serenity. The sun slowly rises above the treetops. The first rays of sunlight gently filter through the leaves. Morning dew still rests upon the rice fields. The whole landscape feels the sound of birds singing, the gentle breeze whispering through the rice plants, and another new day begins with life's simple blessings. Come with me as we take a slow walk along the narrow path leading to the fields. The fresh morning air is cool and refreshing. With every step, the worries of everyday life seem to fade away. There is only me and a tranquil morning in the Vietnamese countryside. Leaving the small country road, I step into the rice fields before my eyes, now glowing with a rich golden color. Each stalk of rice bows low beneath the weight of its ripened grains, swaying gently in the soft morning breeze. Harvest season is almost here. As I look across the fields today, I cannot help but remember the beginning of the growing season, when hard-working farmers carefully sowed each tiny seed into the earth. Days of sunshine, days of rain, countless hours of patient care, so that today they can welcome a harvest filled with golden grain. Standing in the middle of field of peace, there is no traffic, no noise from the busy city, only the sound of the wind. Your sound of the wind, the songs of birds, and the delicate fragrance of ripened rice, it is gently through the air. Perhaps it is these simple moments that make the heart feel lighter. A morning in the Vietnamese countryside is beautiful, not only because of its golden rice fields. It is beautiful because of its peacefulness and because of the humble traditions that have been lovingly preserved through every harvest season.